This mic is all yours.
Thank you. And thanks, Mike, and all the sharing. I appreciate hearing from all of you. I was multitasking, so I just had my earbuds in. I am reading The Annihilated Self, Consumed by the Fire of Love by James Twyman. And as like Lynn, I caught a cold, so I'm on the tail end of mine, and I'm hoping I don't cough. So bear with me. But I'm going to start out with a quote from the Course. Everything God created is like Him. When a mind has only light, it knows only light. Its own radiance shines all around it and extends out into the darkness of other minds, transforming them into majesty. The majesty of God is there for you to recognize and appreciate and know. Recognizing the majesty as your brother is to accept your own inheritance. God gives only equally. If you recognize his gift in anyone, you have recognized what he has given you. Nothing is so easy as to recognize the truth. This is the recognition that is immediate, clear, and natural. So that's what Mike just and Rafi just reminded me as they were talking. Recognizing, and even if we don't say anything, it's just the idea that we recognized who we are, and that opens up the miracle. And as always, please just share anytime you want. Since we're in Zoom, you can unmute yourself or you can write in the chat. I'm on chapter 2. If you have the book, it's page 24. And this is a conversation between love and the soul. So love, you can hear, is like the Holy Spirit's the wisdom. The soul is like you and I. So it says, chapter 2, Unholy Trembling. Dear soul, I know that the longing you feel for God has guided your heart and lifted your spirit toward the divine. Thank you so much for posting that. That's cool. The book title is being posted. Dear soul, I know that the longing you feel for God has guided your heart and lifted your spirit toward the divine. It has been the path you have followed, and your passion has lifted you toward heaven. But there comes a moment, quiet and golden, when the soul realizes it cannot climb its way into what it already is. When all the songs of desire grow still, and even the holiest longing feels like a curtain, veiling the radiance that was never absent. Oh, look at you. Okay, I'll wait for you to catch up on chapter 2 if they want to read along. So this is the longing that we want to long for God, to be one in communion. And we've followed this path. But then there comes a time, he says, where the soul realizes it cannot climb its own way because it already is. Longing has been your lantern, sweet soul, lighting the path through the shadows of becoming. It was sacred. It is sacred. But now I ask you to lay the lantern down. Let the path you have followed vanish. Let the seeker dissolve into the sought. You wonder, what will remain if I let go of my desire for God? And I say, only God remains, only love itself. Think of that question. What will remain if I let go of my desire for God? If that question that keeps coming is the unknown. What will happen? Will God really take care of me? But only God remains, only love itself. That fear of the future. Love continues, but I know, beloved, that this is not easy for you. The mind wraps itself around the flame, even when the flame burns it away. It wants to hold on, even to surrender. It wants to grab hold of that which is ungraspable. And so now, here you are on the edge of silence, trembling between what you've known and what cannot be known. And I ask of you not another step, no more effort, only a deeper pause. So, just a little side hint, I've been, you know, um, challenged a couple of times, and I keep thinking like, oh my goodness, do I have to say something? Do I have to, what, what's my role in this? And what's been coming to me is the silence. Just be silent. And here it is again. Here you are on the edge of silence, trembling between what you've known and what cannot be known. And I ask of you not another step, no more effort, only a deeper pause, a holy exhale, sorry, a holy exhale. Come to me and speak what's in your heart. Speak, I will listen. So I don't have to speak to anybody. It was like Mike was saying before, he didn't have an answer. Maybe next time. Maybe you just gave that man food for thought. Karen, please go ahead and share.
Thank you, Lynn. I love what you just shared about being silent. And I really have been thinking about that lately. And that's what I really want to be. I really want to be silent and step back and just be the presence, not the person. And when we have someone, as Mike did, someone who's calling for love, sometimes we don't need to say anything. Sometimes just being that presence, just being still and just being is enough. Sometimes it's enough. And when we're in that guidance, we'll know. But I just love what you shared because I know that when I am in ego, I will say things that, I'll forget things. I'll forget. I was talking about this book the other day. I was talking about this book by James Twyman. I could not think of the name of the book. I could not think of the name of the Marguerite, but I couldn't think of the order she was in. I was saying, was it the Burgoynes, the Burgines? I was like, I can't, that's when I'm in ego, that's what happens. And when I step back and just be silent, the right words come out. So I just love that reminder. And I just want to thank you for that. Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah. I love that the way you put it. It's just that beautiful being, just being on the edge of the silence. A holy exhale. Come to me and speak what's in your heart. So that's all we need to do when we're asking the Holy Spirit what to do. Maybe we just need to say, I don't know what to do right now because I am in this dilemma. I am confused. Help me. He says, speak and I will listen. So here is what Soul comments. Thank you, love. You seem to be saying that the mind that is wanting is the one who is wanting. The mind that is wanting is the one who is wanting. Or wanting something is actually a state of discomfort, and it leaves us in a state of wanting. I'm not sure if that really makes sense or not, but it seems to apply. So when we're in that state of discomfort, we think we have to do something instead of just stepping back and resting in Holy Spirit. I used to say that there are two types of wanting, one with a small w and the other with a capital W. Wanting with a small w includes all the little things we need, like air to breathe and food to eat, while wanting with a capital W contains only one thing, God or the beloved. Oh, I'm going to have to remember that. Wanting with the uppercase capital W. They don't even say capital anymore. Now it's like uppercase. um, Although I was just listening to my granddaughter, and they were talking about, when I was teaching, they stopped learning script because there was just no more time in the classroom with computers and everything. So we had to give up practicing how to go from printing to script, which was a shame, and there's research that it's good, and I also had read that, it helps people that are dyslexic because the brain will be doing different things with script. So anyway, lo and behold, I'm retired over 5 years, or almost five, yeah, over 5 years now. And we're talking about AI and the problem that the teachers are having, because now they have to make sure that the kids aren't using AI to write their papers. And what did my granddaughter turn around and say? Our teachers are making us write out our paper by hand so that we can't copy and print from the internet. So lo and behold, we're back to writing. Before they said, oh, we don't even have to worry about spelling. And that's what she said. She goes, my spelling's terrible. She goes, because I used to use autocorrect all the time. Now I have to know how to spell everything. Aha, right? What goes around comes around. Anyway, wanting with the capital W contains only one thing, God or the beloved. You're saying that this is only the first stage. So now soul is talking to love, but that it sets the stage for the second, where there is no wanting or longing at all. You're saying the wanting and desire have to vanish, consumed by the I that is forever present, beyond all definitions and all concepts. So everything has to vanish to set the stage where we're no longer wanting or longing for anything. But all we ever want is the I that is forever present. He says, I'm finding it hard to give up wanting, even my wanting to want one thing, to be with God. Am I even close here? And think about that, because doesn't the Course also say, give up everything, come with open, empty hands? This is Love's answer. Yes, dearest, you're very close, as close as a flame is to its candle. But even that is too far. You speak truly only when you say that the mind that is wanting is the one who is wanting. Okay. You speak truly when you say that the mind that is wanting is the only one who is wanting. And even when it speaks of holy longing, of the capital W wanting, it is still attempting to shape the infinite with its own contours. In its innocence, it turns desire toward God, believing this to be the highest path. And for a time, it is. It's the most luminous stage of the dream, where the dreamer begins to awaken. So even as we're wanting only God, we're still attempting to shape it to what we think. And Robert's asking in this content, is there a difference between God and the beloved? I don't think so. I think the way this is to me, that love is the beloved. Um, Unless you're using, now I'm confused. I don't know. I don't know. Anybody want to comment? I'll gladly.
Yes, the beloved is God. And
Thank
there
you.
is no difference between it, because love, is the beloved. And that it's only our perception of differences that make the separation between us and the Holy Spirit. But there's nothing that separates us from God at all. But that's a good question. Thank you, Robert.
Yes, and thank you, Lynn. But then even that falls away. Even the desire to desire only God dissolves, not through effort, but by grace with a capital G. The flame consumes itself, and there is no one left to name the fire. How beautiful is that? Think about that. There's only grace. The flame consumes itself, and there is no one left to name the fire. Soul responds, but if even the desire for union must fall away, what remains? I keep questioning that dark night of the soul, where they feel like they're lost. And maybe that's where they're going with this. Love responds, only what has always remained, what is not made, not sought, not earned, what was present before you asked your first question, and what will remain when the last answer fades into silence. It is not that you give up the desire for union. It's that eventually you see there was never anything other than union. The one who longed, and the one longed for were never two. Isn't that beautiful? The one who longed and the one longed for were never two.
That's so beautiful, and it reminds me of the conversation we had before with Mike about the fact that Mexico and the United States have never been separate. It's only us who put a line between the two, but it's always been one. Now and heaven have never been separate. There is no line between us. Um, that's what we have to learn, or to recognize. So I love that. There never were two. It's always been one. Thank you, Lynn.
No, thanks, James for writing this and bringing this to us. Soul says, then the longing was really a mirror. Love, yes, a beautiful, shimmering mirror. And it was always your own face you were seeking in it. Even your ache was already union, just cloaked in time and story. Our ache, our longing to think that we needed more, or we had to fix something. But now the mirror grows quiet. The waves on the surface fall still. And in that stillness, you do not find God as an object or a reward. You remember yourself as God's own breath. We remember ourselves, not apart, not even united, only being, only this. So let yourself fall, beloved. Let even the last desire unweave. Love does not require your wanting, only your willingness to vanish. Love does not require your wanting. We don't we don't have to think that it's out there. It's right here. And in that vanishing, you will find that you were never missing. We're it, just like we've been told so many times. Soul replies, "You speak of vanishing with such eloquence. It's almost romantic. But in this vanishing, everything is lost, even though I realize that nothing real is lost. But everything we valued until now is gone. I keep moving between feelings of sweetness and bitterness. I guess my mind is still making valuable that which never has had any value. I can feel the experience of release approaching. But the closer I get, the more fearful I become. What do you suggest I do?" And to me, this is so real. You know, the fear of the unknown, the fear of like what will happen. When I was younger, the fear of like, will I be able to take care of my family? Will I be able to hold a job? Will I be able to think and do everything? So here he's talking about those fears. It seems like everything is vanishing, everything is lost, but nothing real is lost. So love answers, "Ah, yes, my tender one, the sweetness and the bitterness, two petals of the same rose. One sings of freedom, the other mourns the funeral of what never truly was. And yet, both are welcome." And this reminds me of the Tao, where you're supposed to just be in that neutral state. It's not good or bad, it just is. So, this is love still talking. You feel fear
And
because,
Rafi has his hand up also.
oh, I'm sorry. Please. Thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to go back a paragraph where it says, what do you suggest I do? It's so simple. You just welcome the fear is there. It's just a feeling. You welcome it, say yes to it, say yes to it, say yes to it, welcome it up, and then just make the decision to allow it to go, and it will go. It's only a feeling. It's only energy. It's not good. It's not bad. If we label it as bad, then it's only going to get worse. But if you welcome it and love it and love it and love it and just say yes to it and say yes to it, and then could I allow this to go? It will go. And that's the end of it. People make such a fuss over fear. But when you get right down to it, it ain't nothing but energy. It's just another feeling, and all feelings come up to leave. That's how blessed we are. So I just wanted to pass that along. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. And Gina pointed this out in her last homily. Like you said, the feeling of fear is the same emotion almost. The body reacts, but so does the body react to something that's joyful and energetic. So yeah, you just let it go. But unfortunately, when I'm in that fear, it's so hard for me to remember. I'm getting better and better. Um, Journaling is supposed to be good too, or just writing it all down and just realizing that I can just let this go.
I was listening to Lisa Natoli the other day. She was being interviewed, and she talked about that she had gone through a lot of health issues and that she was in fear of death. She thought she was going to die. And she started examining the idea of fear. And she started looking at, when I feel fear, where do I feel it? And she recognized that she felt it in like her chest, or part of her body. She, experienced this uh like rush of excitement, this rush of emotion, whatever. And then she started looking at things that made her feel joyful, and she realized that the feeling was the same feeling. She had that same rush. She had that same everything. The actual feeling in the body was the same when she was in joy or when she was in fear. And so it was, it was, I think she realized from that, that it is just a feeling and it does come up. But you interpret it in whatever way you want to. If it's fear, you interpret it as being um, like you can't live with it. And if it's joy, you interpret it as being great, and you want to have more of it. So I think that's to Ravi's point. Yeah, that it is a feeling, and but this feeling that he's talking about here is this belief or this thought that if I accept this, I will no longer exist in this world. And the idea of no longer existing in the world brings up, you know, lots of thoughts. Um, and so the fear here is not just, should I let go of the fear? The fear here is I need to look at what it is and recognize why I'm feeling this, which, that's the important part of it. We can't just let it go. We have to look at it with the Holy Spirit. So thank you guys for sharing, and I'll move on to the next page for Lynn.
And that's the annihilation, and that's why this was named so well. The title is perfect because that's how it feels. But if we could actually, like, was being said all along, just realize it's a feeling. It's not good or bad. And these feelings come and go. And we could just sit with it. And sometimes the feeling is so strong, I have to walk with it or do an exercise or do something to allow that energy to flow. Um, so, uh, okay, you feel fear because you are standing at the edge of the last thing the mind can grasp. You are brushing up against the great silence, and the self, so accustomed to naming, wanting, holding, trembles in the presence of what cannot be known, cannot be touched, cannot be possessed. The great silence, we're brushing up because we always feel like we have to feel it, we have to do it, we have to allow it. So different than how we've been brought up, right? I love the next line. This is holy trembling. Let it shake you. Let it undo you. Do not try to be brave. Do not try to push the fear away or dress it in robes of enlightenment. Instead, bring the fear to me. Let it sit in my lap like a child, sobbing. I will not cast it out. I will love it until it dissolves. Right back to Ralphie's point. Just hold on, just allow it, surrender it. Don't think we have to fix it, that so many times. Just sit in my lap like a child sobbing. I will not cast it out. I will love it until it dissolves. And soul replies, but it still feels like dying, right? And love says, it is dying, but only the idea of you is dying. The one who was always grasping, naming, fearing, that one falls away. You call it loss, but truly it is release. You are not losing your treasures. You are laying down your burdens. Wow. You're not losing your treasures. You're laying down your burdens. Everything the mind calls valuable is built upon separation. My purpose, my path, my holiness, my God. When these fall away, it is not a tragedy. It is the moment you step naked into what is. No border, no mirror, just light. Think about that. You step into the naked moment that it is. You know, there's so much talk with AI about how AI is just going to take everything over, and there's not going to be any jobs left. And one of the commentators were like, you know, on top of the fact of how do people support themselves, think about the boredom. Like, what do people do with 24/7, you know, time to themselves? And all I could think of was this path, you know, just laying down all your burdens and just being in the treasure. Soul says, so what should I do now? And love says, be still, be honest, be soft. The 3 Bs, be still, be honest, be soft. You don't need to hasten the unfolding. You don't need to leap into the fire. The fire is already inside you, slowly consuming what no longer serves. Wow. So all you need to do is just sit in the beauty of what's unfolding. Just stay close to me, love says. Turn your face toward the flame again and again. Let the fear speak. Let the tears come. And when they fall silent, listen. So there we are again, the listening. Hype, yeah, Robert's saying, hype of anything is just more fear projected. Yeah, when we get into all that craziness, you know, you get into that story, and that story unfolds so rapidly, but that's not the unfolding that they want here. You know, and so many times the mind goes into these crazy stories that will never happen. It's just the hype. Stay close to love. Beneath the fear, beneath the grief, there is a vast stillness that has always been here. It has no need for safety or certainty. It knows only trust. And I would have trust with a capital T. Rest there. That is all I ask. Rest, even while afraid. Rest. And in that resting, the you that fears will fade like a mist at dawn, and what remains will need no name, because it is love. Wow. So just rest. Let the tears come, let the anger come, but just allow it all to come and give it over, surrender it totally, and let the fear speak. And just draw close to love. Rest in it. And that's the end of chapter 2. And we still have quite a bit of time, so I'm going to go on to chapter 3. Stop clinging to the banks. This is on page 30. You are beginning to notice, aren't you, the subtle grip your mind has on the world. The way it unfolds experience into categories, into stories, into little boxes with labels like mine, not mine, good, bad, safe, God. Oh my goodness, all the labels that we I've already discussed, right? It's not wrong. It's just what the mind was taught to do. But what you are awakening to now cannot be held in any container. It cannot be understood, only surrendered to. Oh, I like that line too. It can't be understood. It's beyond my understanding, but I can surrender to it. This is why the old way, the way of effort and thought, of trying to figure me out, must soften. It's not that the mind is your enemy. No, it simply must become the servant of something deeper. You know, again, we need the mind. We need to continue, we just don't need the mind to overpower us or influence us. We need the silence. We need the trust. And we need to allow that silence and trust to move the mind in the direction that we need to go. It doesn't need to understand, it only needs to surrender. The mind is not your enemy. Think of it like this. The river doesn't need to teach itself how to flow. It only needs to stop clinging to the banks. And now, dear one, tell me what stirs in your heart. What are you seeing? What are you learning? I'd like to just stop there for a second and give everybody a chance, whether you want to say it out loud or silently. What are you seeing? What are you learning? What's stirring in your heart as we go deeper into all of this? Remember, the river doesn't need to teach itself how to flow. The waves don't need, the ocean doesn't need the waves to teach it how to have a wave. What stirs in my heart? Again, what keeps coming to me is that silence, to be still and to listen. Yeah, Dino saying, awesome analogy, river and banks. So here's Soul's answer. On some level, this shift involves training my mind to think in a completely new way, yes? Of course, why do we still look at the course? Because it's mind training. We need to train our mind to do something different, a completely new way. By watching my thoughts or the way my mind clings to expectations and demands, I can hopefully relax into the openness this annihilation requires. Open myself to the annihilation. Am I on the right track, love? And love replies, yes, my sweet one, you are on the right track, though even this track is made of air. In the beginning, the mind is like a child clutching a lantern in a forest, believing it must light the way. And yes, gently watching the mind, its grasping, its naming, its need for control can soften its grip. You are not asked to destroy the mind, only to stop worshiping it. Only to stop worshiping the ego, the mind, who I think I am. The person that had to have a job that, thought she was the teacher or the mother or the daughter or the child. I just need to gently watch the mind, watch the need for control, and stop worshiping it. Give it up, surrender it. Notice how it clings to its expectations, its polished dreams, its quiet demands for how God should appear. Simply notice, without judgment. Each time you do, a space opens. In that pause, that space allows wisdom to come forth. We give up what we think God should be or how God should appear without judgment and allow the beingness just to be. And in that space, I whisper, but remember, so I love is saying, this is not about perfecting your thoughts. It's not about replacing bad ideas with good ones or mastering the art of holy thinking. That too becomes a game of the self. Oh my goodness, all this, right? It was so hard for me to just give up, good or bad. I wanted to label it all. And then to think, I had to think positive instead of negative, turn things around. But now to give up all the games that self plays. Love says, what I invite you into is openness beyond ideas, a loosening. And now what I say to myself each time I have a better thought and have that openness, I say, oh, thank you. That's much better than I was thinking. That's much better than I was planning. An openness beyond ideas, a loosening, a dissolving. Think of your mind not as a tool to be sharpened, but a fist slowly unclenching. Each finger, a thought released. Oh my, let's do that right now. Make a fist. It's a loosening, slowly unclenching, one thought at a time, allowing an openness. Soul says, so I should keep observing the mind and letting go. And love says, yes, with kindness, with patience, but even more, let your attention drop beneath the thoughts altogether. So we have to do this with kindness, with patience. Now, this is to ourselves, right? Sometimes I forget to be patient with myself. But even more, let your attention drop beneath the thoughts altogether, like watching a bird in flight, but then noticing the sky that holds it. Wow. That used to be like the lines on the paper, and then notice the white between the lines. But I like this even better. Watch a bird in flight, and then notice the sky that holds it. Become intimate with the awareness that sees the thoughts, but is not made of them. This awareness does not try. It does not reach. It has no demands, not even for peace. It is already the stillness you seek. So awareness has no demand. Rest there when you can. And when you can't, rest in your humanness. That too is holy. So when I can't just stop the thoughts, when I can't just let go of the feelings, just rest in them. Because like it was said before, they will dissolve. They may not seem like they'll dissolve. Maybe I have to go exercise or go for a run, walk more. Yeah, rest in the humanness. We're just humans. It's okay. In time, the mind will soften its song. It will fall quiet, not because you forced it, but because it has come to trust what is deeper, what is truer, what does not need to be named. The mind will soften and allow. It'll retrain itself because now it's learning to fall quiet in the silence and to trust what is deeper, what is truer. Even if we can't name it, what does not need to be named. And in that namelessness, beloved, you will find me. Soul's response. Then, this awareness you speak of, the stillness beneath my thoughts, is that where I find you? Are you the one who watches with me? Or are you the watching itself? Oh, what beautiful questions. Are you the one who watches with me? Or are you the watching itself? James says, sometimes I feel, or this is soul, sometimes I feel you like a companion walking beside me. Other times you seem to vanish and I'm left with only silence. Are you there in the silence? Or am I mistaking your absence for your most intimate presence? Because if you are the stillness, then I don't know how to reach you. I only know how to long. If you are the stillness, then I don't know how to reach you. I only know how to long. So to me, this says, I only know how to be, to just be in that essence. And love replies, oh, my precious heart, I am all of it. I am the companion beside you, whispering comfort in your sorrow. I am the hand you feel but cannot hold. I am the ache in your chest when the longing swells too wide for words. But more than that, I am the silence itself. I am the silence itself. Not the emptiness you fear, but fullness so vast, the mind calls it void. I have not vanished. I have become the space where vanishing is possible. Oh, I love this. I am the silence itself, not the emptiness you fear, but fullness so vast that the mind calls it void. I have not vanished. I have become the space where vanishing is possible. When you feel me near, rejoice. When you feel me gone, rejoice even more. For I am never truly next to you. That is only how the soul perceives me while it still believes in separation. So rejoice whether I feel near to you or rejoice whether I feel gone. For I am never truly next to you. That is only how the soul perceives me while it still believes in separation. In truth, I am the very awareness that sees all things arise and pass. I am the pause between your thoughts. I am the breath before your next question. I am the I beneath the I. Wow. So let go of that separation because in truth, love is the very awareness that sees all things arise and pass. The pause between the thoughts, the breath between the questions. You say you only know how to long, but even your longing is wrapped in me. Even your inability to reach is a doorway because nothing reaches me. I'm sorry, because nothing reaches for me without already carrying me within. Wow, let that sink in. Nothing reaches for me without already carrying me within. You don't need to find me. You only need to stop leaving me. We only need to stop leaving. We only need to think that there's a separation. Stop thinking there's a separation. So sit in the silence, trembling if you must. Let the absence be present. Let the longing be enough. And in that soft, trembling surrender, you will discover this. You are not seeking me. You are remembering we have never been apart. Oh my goodness. Sit in the silence, trembling if you must. Let the absence be presence. Let the longing be enough, because you are remembering that we've never been apart. There is nothing more I need from you. Not your striving, not your perfect stillness, not even your understanding. Just this, your yes. Your trembling, uncertain, beautiful yes. I will carry you the rest of the way. And again, the Course says this, right? We go so far and then we're carried. And God takes the last step. I love this. You are not seeking me. You are remembering we have never been apart. There is nothing more I need from you. You don't need to strive. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to even understand. Just say yes. The beautiful yes. The beautiful surrender. And I will carry you the rest of the way. Every tear, every silence, every wave of longing has been a form of prayer, shaping your surrender, not because I demand it, but because surrender is how you remember we are not two, but one, in caps. You've been asking, where is love? But the real question is, where is love not? So the real question that we need to ask are, where is love not? Where am I not feeling love? And bring love to that. You know, sitting in that silence, basking in that trust. You breathe me, you ache with me, you vanish into me, and still I remain. When all seeking ceases, when even your need to reach dissolves in the warmth of presence, you will feel it at last, not as something gained, but as something always true. I have always been you. The warmth of the presence. Think of how often we've been held. Yeah, the footprints prayer. I love that, Karen. Thank you. Yes, Karen, please go ahead.
Oh, this is so beautiful. Um, when he said, where is love not? What it reminds me of is Ken Wapnick's teaching, because it really helped me tremendously. Because in the Course, I used to feel guilty and bad, sometimes when I would read passages like, it's a dream of judgment, so you must judge not and you will awaken. Well, okay, this I know, but we still judge. So rather than feeling guilty and, we just accept where we're at and we ask Holy Spirit. But what Ken does a lot, is he'll say, well, look at how much you do judge. Look at how much you don't include everyone. Look at how much you don't love, and that would help me so much to look at that, because it's not always about, rainbows and, flowers. It's about looking. That's the forgiveness. So I just really love that he said that. Thanks.
Thank you, yeah, for bringing that back full circle. Where is love not? So, I have always been with you, so now soul will respond. Why then has this experience been so fleeting? I feel you knocking at the door of my heart, and I long to open that door. Sometimes it opens a crack, and through that opening I experience such profound grace. But something in me suddenly rises in fear, and then I close the door again. Why? My longing for you has grown and matured, but now that it has matured, I'm being asked to surrender even that. And yes, I'm willing to do as you ask, to surrender, surrendering. But something in me wonders if that will give me what I'm seeking or help me give up seeking altogether. I know that that's what you're asking of me, to give up seeking altogether, to give up longing for that which is forever within me. I feel like I'm being crushed, but under this weight, I feel such delight, sewn together by such hesitation. Help me to understand this better, love. And it's the top of the hour, so we're going to stop here. We'll continue next week um, with Love's Answer. But I just love this. Help me to understand better. But like she said, we're not understanding. We don't need to understand this. We just need to be here. Um, and I just want to tell everyone I so appreciate all the comments and whether it was live or on the board. James Twyman said this is his most important book, and I can so understand why he would say that. This is beautiful. Thank you. And here's the mic back.
Thank you so much, Lin Castaldo. I'm so grateful that you made your way to be here with us on Zoom. I really appreciate that other people can join in, and I'm just really, really grateful for this whole situation. So thank you once again. And I'm going to go ahead and close out the YouTube.